I wanted to love you as much as I love you.
Emmy, I got this.
Hey, Dad.
Welcome home, sweetie. This must be Matt.
Oh, cop car. It's like I'm a perp, you know? And you're just, oh.
All right, so there's a lot of things happening in this show, right?
Yeah.
A lot of family dynamics, the holidays, breakups, relationships. What do you guys hope that the audience takes away from this?
I guess that the holidays are really just a melting pot of life, you know? Like, life doesn't stop at the holidays. If anything, it just gets intensified.
Yeah.
And that's okay, and that's something that you can find love and humor in.
Yeah, I think it's also just like embracing your family.
Yeah.
You know, I think that what this show is and how kind of dysfunctional the family is, there's still a lot of love there. And that, you know, holidays aren't meant to be perfect. We can try to strive to be like, have the perfect holiday and do the perfect dinner. But there's just like, I mean, the show's so relatable because like things just aren't perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that everyone will really fall in love with the Quinn family.
Yeah. So is that something that you guys try to do in your own families? Like, what do you guys do to try to keep the peace around the holiday season?
I really try to be present. I think that that's a hard thing for me, and I think, you know, that's something that's nice about the Quinn family traditions is that it does force you to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Because I also think, you know, with like the social media or whatever, like emails coming in, like just shutting out the noise and being where you are with your family. Like one thing I love to do with my family is play board games or like play any kind of game and just like make time for the things that you wouldn't before. Spend the entire day cooking, you know? Like you can do that. You can just
Making eggies?
put the world away. Yeah, make
Yeah.
eggies.
all
Yeah.
day?
Yeah, I mean, I think keeping the peace with my family is just like, you know, we have, you know, I have my husband's family as well, so it's just like trying to schedule. And recently, which was so great last year, we were able to bring both families together on Christmas Day, which made it a lot easier for us. But I think it's just like navigating through, you know, having two families come together. So I think, yeah, that's how I try to keep the peace.
Have you guys tried to start any new traditions?
Yes. I mean, right from the start, Chris is kind of like, I don't think he had a lot of traditions growing up, so we like to do our own traditions. And one of them is really funny, but we go to Santa Claus Lane, which is, I think it's called that, or we just call it that. But it's like really kind of like out near Westlake, and we've been doing it for years now, where we take like cider and like hot chocolate, and we just go down the streets and see all like the Christmas lights.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, Griffin and I just got married this past month, so,
So it's very new.
We haven't done the holidays yet together, but we're really excited. And kind of what Ashley said about like the challenges of like scheduling different family time. We'll have to figure out the way to do that. But it was cool. Like recently, Griffin and I were just like, we're a family now. We're each other's family, which is just such a cool thing to like form.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe we'll be the Quinns. Maybe we'll just have like a ton of just nutso traditions and like freak our kids out. That would be cool.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite Christmas present that you've ever received? Maybe when you were a kid or
When I was a
something?
kid, I got that pink Barbie car. I was very excited about it. It was like, you know, little, like, what is it? The Power Wheels. And, you know, like the ones that you can drive. And it was convertible pink. And I was so stoked. Apparently my parents didn't know it was hooked up. And I got in it. I was like, Santa's amazing. And I like pressed on it and I went right into the wall.
Yeah, you
And my dad had just like, I guess it was like, you can't really go into the wall with those things. My dad had just patched a hole, so it's still soft, and I like literally made another hole.
That's
And they were
amazing.
like, "Oh my gosh!" But I was like very stoked about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had so much revving that
Yeah, I
engine.
was like, yes.
So you know the classic thing like, oh, don't want to get socks on Christmas. My mom, she loves getting socks. She loves like gifting
Toothbrushes
people
for my
socks.
mom. We always get a new toothbrush. And I'm
Right?
like,
It's
why?
so odd. But so she'll get like these very like quirky socks. Like I have a bunch of quirky pairs of socks. But somehow, like I don't know if it's because then I just have a drawer full of socks. I don't feel like going to the store. Like I wear those crazy socks all the time.
That's amazing.
And so I have like this avocado sock pair that are often featured in my outfits.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on in this show, right? A lot of chaos amidst the Quinn family, and it's Christmas. So what is it that you think that your characters want the most from this?
I just want things to be like they were every Christmas. That's what I want. I want nothing to change.
And I want things to change. You know, and I want.
I thought you just wanted to survive.
Well, it turns into that quickly. But yeah, it's all about. I want to be accepted, and I want the woman I love to, you know, accept me as well during this experience. But for the most part, there's a little bit of me wanting tradition to shift, and he does not want that to happen.
Right.
He comes into this family at Christmas time, meeting us for the first time, wanting to marry my daughter, and I'm also a sheriff. Did we mention that?
Oh yeah.
And so that just adds a little bit more intimidation to it.
Oh yeah, holding the gun is definitely scary.
And I'm gonna find that flaw.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he has him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Why is it you think that tradition is so important to Papa Quinn?
To Papa Quinn, because well, he recently is widowed, and so I think he feels like his family is maybe fragmenting a little bit in that, and so he wants to hang on to tradition to keep things the same. People get stuck in life, you know, most of us do actually. We wind up with the same haircut for 40 years, and it's, you know, it's just fine with them.
Do you guys have any long-standing traditions in your families?
Stress around Christmas time is always a wonderful tradition.
Oh yeah, it's weird actually. This is like bringing out a lot of therapy for me. I'm starting to think about my family, and I'm thinking about, man, that wasn't good. Or maybe that was wrong. So, I don't know. Just Grandma's house on Christmas Eve was always tradition in our house, and then chaos in between that.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys do to try to keep the peace around the holidays?
I like to set it off.
I tend to,
Personally,
Be the trigger?
I'm like the contrarian, you know. I'll set one
Okay.
person against the other person, and
Okay.
it
I just turn the TV up. That's
Always
way-
a good thing to do.
booze, and then I throw one thing out. Yeah, I don't believe what you said about Emily, and then I let that happen, and then that's, you know, that's my Christmas joy.
Yeah.
Cut that. Don't put that in there.
You have an Emily in your family?
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't? So do you guys have a favorite Christmas present that you received whenever you were a kid, or maybe last year?
Oh, last year. That's one.
My son Jack and I have a tradition that is going on for 20 years now of, you know, those little toy helicopters that are radio controlled. Now they're called drones. But every Christmas we give each other one. The newest
Every
model.
Christmas you
Really?
Yeah, and it's destroyed within 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was like, how many do you possibly have
Yeah,
then
well,
at that point?
Yeah, they always fall apart.
Guitar.
A guitar.
My first guitar, yeah.
Yeah. How old were you then?
I got one when I was in 7th grade. I think was my first one. And then a piano, I think, when I was like 18. Those two things I kept. The rest are gone. Anything else I got was gone.
All musical.
Yeah.
This is my favorite day, and I wanted to spend it with my loved ones and Matt.